Does half price mean half quality? Let's find out, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your very first time watching my content, first of all, welcome to the channel. Second of all, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. On this channel, I bring you guys daily golf related content every single day that helps you raise your game, lower your handicap, and generally just gets you enjoying golf loads more. In today's video, we are talking expensive putters, and we're talking fairly, not cheap putters, but reasonably priced putters. And it wouldn't be a putting video without our very own putting specialist, Mr. Dennis. Oh, I'll tell you what.
That is actually trying to go.
Oh, putting specialist. How are we doing, Chris?
And an 8-iron specialist.
Are you well?
Doing well, enjoying myself.
Enjoying yourself. Busy day of lessons here at Waterfront.
Busy day at Waterfront, yeah. Nice to get out on the links. It's looking well. See if I can hold a putt.
We're still walking because my tee shot's up here.
Driver, but folks.
Oh, we know, it was on camera. So I should probably say, guys, that at the end of this video, I am giving this putter away. The Old Tom putter is going to go to one of you guys, one of the subscribers at home, and I want you to test it for yourself. I want you to get back to me and tell me exactly what you think of this putter.
Turn a bit.
So guys, who remembers the company Old Tom? I did a driver video at some point last year and I compared it against a premium driver. I think it was the Titleist TS3. Not gonna lie, I should have probably done my homework on the video that I did. But anyway, I did a video with a driver called Old Tom and it was a fairly reasonably priced driver, £179, and it did pretty well against one of the big boys. But now they're doing putters. So as I said, today we are talking putters, and we have a Callaway Odyssey Toulon Atlanta putter retailing at £379. Now this thing is jam-packed with technology, it has weights in the head, it has a lovely milled face, and it has a Stroke Lab shaft, not to mention a big fat Odyssey grip. But what about a new competitor to the market, which is less than half the price, has weighting in the head, doesn't have a Stroke Lab shaft, comes with a standard grip, but actually looks pretty cool. Can I go in? There's no need for that.
Here all week, folks.
At least this isn't a match today. What do you think to this?
Let's have a look. Sits nice, looks nice. I do like the line that is on the top.
Like the line.
Very good. I mean, for aiming, for your average golfer, that's going to be a very big thing. You know, if you can line that up much easier, it's going to help you hole a few more putts. As
a putting coach, if someone came to you for a lesson, obviously we wouldn't really know what this is because I mean it's the first time I've seen it. But would you have any kind of thoughts of? Would you be thinking cheap and cheerful, or would you think, oh, I've not seen that, I'll do a bit of research?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's certainly interesting. It's something, I wouldn't have seen before. But again, the grooves on the face. The line on the top, like I say, for aim is great. It's a little bit different on the back, but it's something I'd research. You know, it doesn't look like a £10 putter, doesn't necessarily look like a £300 putter, but there's a lot of good things going on.
So if we were to compare it to this, which is an Odyssey Stroke Lab Toulon putter, similar shape. That's what I've tried to kind of bring out today. In fact, these are the same shape, really. Yeah, we have similar kind of weight in here and here. No weight in the middle there in the Toulon. As we look at the face, we have I mean this is sort of, I think, what you pay for. If we get it in the sun properly here, you can really see that diamond milling as opposed to the kind of maybe just grooves that are milled in there. But I mean, how much difference is that going to make for your everyday golfer?
Probably not a lot, you know. If we can get the things down to aiming it correctly, it suits the eye and it's the right length, you know, for the average golfer, it's probably going to be just as good.
Little disclaimer there, when he says average golfer, he doesn't mean Andy, although Andy, if you are watching, you're probably fine with that, to be fair, because I've seen your putting stroke. Should we hit a few putts for them?
Let's hit a few.
So looking down at the old Tom putter, which is what we're going as the kind of budget putter, how much would you say, Chris? What would you be kind of giving for this?
Probably looks like about a £100 putter.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say, pretty much. You know, you can see the differences between it not being a 300 one with the little, you know, the grooves on the face, design on the bottom, but I'd say it looks better than, you know, your very bog standard putter you're going to get.
Yeah. And a real interesting thing for me is I don't really know how you'd go about testing that. So like, would you just stand there over 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 flat 6 foot, 10 foot, 15 foot putts and just kind of go with that, or would you, how would you test it?
Well, yeah.
It'd be hard to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd probably have to do straight putts, you'd have to do breaking putts, you'd have to do distance putts. So it's a lot of things going into it to see how it'd perform against that. So, you know, you'd have to hit probably 60 to 100 putts, different length, different distance, to really get a picture of the difference, how it's working.
Right, so before we move on to the next hole, we're going to have a little bit of a putting comp here on the first hole because we are talking putters today. We're going to go with both putters and we're going to do it now. Go!
What?
And I'll give you that one. So one thing I definitely thought there was with the Toulon putter, I definitely found it felt a little bit softer. I'm not gonna lie, it felt a lot softer and it felt a little bit easier to swing. More weighting in the head and less weighting in the shaft for me definitely gives you a better feel, but I don't know how that would react for kind of a mid-high handicap golfer. Let's get to the next tee. How's this? A really important factor when you are buying any golf club has to be the head cover. Personally, I'm a big fan of sock head covers when it comes to putters, like your Scotty collectible head covers. So neither of these really do it for me, but both of them actually are a nice quality leather. They've both got nice magnets in them, so you can kind of stick them onto your golf clubs or whatever on the golf bag. But yeah, they're no Scotty head covers, are they? Head covers are important, right? And I'm a massive believer that a head cover on any golf club is a sign of the quality that it's made of. So the guys at Old Tom, you've done a pretty good job of making a head cover that can go toe to toe with a £400 putter, near enough. I am giving away this putter. I'm giving away the Old Tom putter. So if you do want this putter, make sure you hit those comments below. And I want you to comment below putter, P-U-T-T-R, all capital letters, no spaces, no hyphens, no exclamation marks. Don't comment 15,000 times. Don't comment putter, 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 putter. Just comment putter and you will be in the draw for a free Old Tom putter. And I'll just ask that you cover postage and packaging. So guys, we've just been walking down the fairway there, hit two pretty good shots in, and the discussion was pricing of golf clubs. It's just gone mental over the last few months, even years, hasn't it? So now an expensive putter is nearly £400. I remember an expensive driver. Do you remember when people wouldn't spend £400 on a driver?
Well, I can remember drivers being 179.
179? What area were you living in?
Back in day, that
Ping
was.
G2?
G2, 179.99. What a drive.
I think it was maybe a little bit more than that. I remember being like 250 Ping G2s. But is this opening the door for something like this? £135, I believe they are online on their website. And actually a couple of years ago that may have seemed expensive, but now it's sort of not. So Chris, let's stroke a few putts with the budget putter, in brackets, inverted brackets in commas, never was good at punctuation, and let's then strike a few putts with the expensive Toulon putter, and I want to hear your expertise to how much difference you think there is. The big thing for me with the kind of more budget putter, the old Tom putter, was the weighting. It feels very, very light in the head.
Yeah, I'd say the look over the ball, I wouldn't say I don't dislike the look of the putter. I think it looks just as good as anything else. The line's pretty good, you can line that up. You know, the colour of it, it all sits nice, just like the Odyssey.
Thoughts on the grip? Does it feel like a budget grip, or does it feel okay?
Grip's a bit thinner, you know, it's a totally different grip, but it feels good. Doesn't feel like it's a cheap grip.
Ooh.
Again, strike feels very similar.
No, but here's one for you. If the guys at Old Tom were to charge £379 for the putter, do you think people would think, oh, it must be worth it, so I'll pay it? Because that's what I think a lot of times when places charge a lot of money for something, the perceptional value is then more.
Yeah,
or can you see the big difference in quality?
No, I wouldn't say there's any, you know, there's no clear, it's a little bit of a different colour paint job. I prefer the line on the top as opposed to the line on the Odyssey, so it's both got different things that add value to it. But yeah, like you say, if this was £379, people may see, you know, you see that a lot now, people, everything's valued at a certain price, people think if it's more it is better, you know. They look the same to me, sit nice, I prefer the line on the top, so there's benefits for both.
So after hitting a few putts with the Old Tom, immediately do you have any kind of thoughts or processes or holding the expensive one, the Atlanta Odyssey?
No, I mean, the same as yourself, you know, I feel like there's a little bit more weight in the head, but again, that's like you'll see in the video, like the Stroke Lab shaft, you know, it's putting the weight more in the head to give it a little bit more swing. So let's give it a roll. Again, feels pretty similar off the face. I just feel like I don't have to swing the putter as far, which again, we don't have to make a bigger action, it will probably make us a little bit more consistent.
Oh, that's what £379 gets you.
Get it bought. Toulon Atlanta. Invest.
So guys, listening to Chris's remarks there about the Toulon Atlanta by Odyssey and the Old Tom putter with the difference in price. Now Chris is my kind of putting go-to guy, so I'm going to listen to most things he says. I always text him and WhatsApp him and ask him loads of things about putting, so I do appreciate his opinion on this. And I think personally, I have to agree, there's definitely a little bit more kind of maybe manufacturing quality gone into the more expensive putter, which you can tell kind of from the naked eye. Even the paintwork just looks a little bit kind of more precise. But is that worth an extra couple of £100? You could buy 2.5 of these for one price of the Atlanta, not that you need 2.5 putters in your bag. When it comes to actually using the putters, there is a huge difference in weight, but I don't equate that to a massive difference in feel. For me, the Old Tom putter does feel pretty good, but the Atlanta putter just feels like I don't have to swing it, or hit it, should I say. As for the alignment on top of the putters, it's amazing how opinions do differ, because I personally massively prefer the long line on the top of the Odyssey as opposed to the shorter line on top of the Old Tom, whereas Chris preferred the shorter line. So again, that just comes down to personal preference. Get it bought, £379, best money you'll ever spend.
Bargain, get it bought, invest. Oh, invest in both.
Get it bought, £135, the best money you will ever spend. So guys, I think that is a pretty decent place to round the video off with Chris fetching the golf balls out the hole, because I have finally holed some putts. For me, Does half price mean half the quality? In fact, what about for you first?
No, I mean, there was a lot of things I liked about the...
Am I on the wrong side of the hill? I'm not, am I? No, I'm just short.
Again, no, there's a lot of things I liked about the old Tom. So for me, preference, I liked the line on the top. You know, I didn't think the colour of the putter was, it's just the way they've chose it. And again, I mean, with the Odyssey, I just felt it swung a little bit easier.
And it is amazing how if you look from this angle here, I very much doubt you'd be able to tell me which one is which, as opposed to maybe the colour. But I do see the difference in quality with the machine milling and even the kind of weights on the bottom. But you get what you pay for. So, long story short, does half price mean half the quality? In one word, I'm going to say no. Do you agree?
I second that motion.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you do hit the subscribe button below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and make sure you hit those comments below. If you want to win this very putter, this Old Tom putter, make sure you comment below putter, P-U-T-T-E-R, putter, and I got that right first time.
On fire.
Guys, see you tomorrow.